All right, let's talk NBA Finals. All right. I know I haven't been updating the channel so much with the NBA stuff. And also, I know that I look like I'm in a ridiculous position. You can see we're trying to paint the walls here. So that's why the paint colors are there. We're trying to test out what color do we want the walls. You let me know in the comments section. But I haven't talked too much about the NBA Finals because I've been really busy. We got married. We've had a bunch of things that have been happening. So I'm here now. We're talking about it. The Pacers absolutely blew out the Thunder in game 6, and we're going to a game 7. It is going to be the first game 7 since 2016, back when the Cavs ended up beating the Warriors in what was probably the most epic NBA Finals of all time, right? The Cavs end up beating maybe the greatest team of all time, at least the greatest regular season team of all time, the Warriors back then. But either way, this has been a very, very exciting series between the Pacers and the Thunder. The first game, game 1, we had this super, super close game at the end that the Thunder were kind of blowing out the Pacers, and the Pacers made the insane comeback. That's how they won. Then the second game, the Thunder kind of blew the Pacers out of the water. Third game, another big comeback, come from behind win for the Pacers. And then game 4 was, if I remember correctly, a pretty close game. I think the Thunder won. And game 5, the Thunder blew the Pacers out. I thought tonight the Pacers were going to sort of just lose to the Thunder. The Thunder had all the momentum going into this game, and it was in Indiana, and the Pacers are one of the best home teams in all of the NBA, at least for this season, obviously. And I think they would put up a fight, but I thought the Thunder were going to win the title here, and instead the Pacers came out and absolutely destroyed the Thunder and is taking it over to game 7. You know, it was unexpected. It was something that I hadn't anticipated, to be completely honest. Not that I thought the Pacers would lay down and die, but I thought the Thunder would put up a little bit more of a fight. So now we're going into game 7. And there's a lot of things that are playing factors here. First of all, the Thunder are 18-2 after losing a game this season. That's an unbelievable statistic. Does that guarantee that the Thunder are going to win game 7? Obviously not. Anything happens in the finals. It does not matter any of your other records during the season. I don't care what anybody says. None of that has a factor in anything. But it certainly will be very, very interesting if the Pacers end up making them 18-3 following a loss. That would be really, really cool to see if the Pacers can actually give them their second loss in a row, which will have only happened 2 other times during the regular season. That's unbelievable statistics. That's the beauty of sports right there. Like, you really don't know exactly what's going to happen in those situations. So I'm very excited to find out about that. Another thing is OKC is the home team, so they have that going for them as well. Now, are they infallible at home? No, they aren't. The Pacers already won game 1 in OKC. So that's going to make another interesting factor. The crowd is going to be absolutely insane. I'm very much so looking forward to this game. I think it's going to be must-watch TV. And I'm really hoping that it's closer to a game 1 type of situation, or actually more of like a game 3 type of situation, right? That game was kind of a little bit back and forth. The Thunder did lead most of the way. The Pacers made a big comeback. Game 1 was more of like the Thunder were blowing them out, and then the Pacers had to make that huge comeback in the 4th quarter. Either way, I hope it's a close game. You know, I hope it's not just another blowout. Game 6 was a blowout. Game 5 was a blowout. It was a lot less interesting than the early games in the series. And that's what we're looking for as sports fans. I'm looking for, I mean, this is the first game 7 in what, 9 years? So let's give us something that we want. Give us a really good, close game with, all the excitement of the NBA Finals all packed into that one game. Let's see how this goes. Let's see, does Tyrese's clutch gene come into play? Because the past couple games, he hasn't been as clutch. He had 0 points in game 5, I believe. That's really, really bad from your superstar. Now, granted, OKC came out really swinging in that game, so they were doing their best to just do sort of OKC things, and they kind of shut Tyrese out with their great defense, and that's fine. That's fine. But that's not what we want to see in game 7. We want to see a real ground and pound fight. And I'm looking forward to it. I am super, super, super excited about that. I do think that this game 7 is going to be one of the, or at least maybe I'm just hoping, one of the best sporting events of the year. That's going to be one of those things that you do not want to miss at all under any circumstances. So I'm really looking forward to it. Are we going to see Tyrese step up and maybe become Finals MVP? I don't even know. Would he be in the running for Finals MVP right now if they did end up winning? Or would it just be Pascal winning again? Not sure on that, but we're going to see some good old-fashioned basketball in Game 7. And I'm also hoping that they let the players play. Okay? We don't want foul calls every 13 seconds. You don't need the players destroying each other and beating each other up and injuring each other, obviously. But at the same time, dude, let's let the guys play. Let's let them kind of fight out there a little bit. I don't want to see foul call after foul call after foul call, slow the game down, make the game boring. Let's see what they got. Let's see what they really have in store for us, in stock for us. I am so excited that this is going to Game 7. And I also missed a bunch of other stuff that's been happening recently in the NBA. For example, the Desmond Bane trade. Okay, Desmond Bane got traded to the Orlando Magic for 4 first-round picks. Those picks were unprotected. I think normally 4 picks for Desmond Bane is fine. I know a lot of people were saying like, oh, it's an overpay, it's this and that, whatever. I don't think it's really that bad. Ever since the Gobert trade, 4 or 5 first-round picks is kind of what you expect and anticipate in a trade like that. But Desmond Bane, 4 unprotected picks, that's where it starts to become maybe possibly an overpay, because you don't want to give away unprotected picks for him. I do think that's kind of goofy. I do think that's like a little weird. Like, a lot of people gave the Knicks shit for giving up 5 picks for Mikal Bridges. And I understand the thought process there, but not all picks are created equal. You know what I mean? Like, 3 of the Mikal Bridges picks or 4 of the Mikal Bridges picks are all like very deep in drafts. They're going to be in the upper 20s. So it doesn't really hurt to lose a first rounder in that situation. It's just kind of like just beefing up the trade a little bit. But 4 unprotected picks for Desmond Bane is crazy. But hopefully it works out for the Magic. I do think Desmond Bane is a great piece for them. I think that is an excellent addition to their team. He's a playmaker. He can shoot. He plays defense. That's what you really want in that situation. They still kind of need a point guard. They technically have playmakers, and they do have some ball handlers. Like Desmond Bane fills that role a little bit, but I don't know. I think they still need a little bit more, and I don't think they have the assets to necessarily pick them up. But I think the Orlando Magic, they're easily a top 4 or 5 team in the East, which, that's kind of what they were shooting for. I don't think that I don't think that their time is now to necessarily win a championship. and this was sort of a win now play. I think they can wait another year or two and continue building up the team. But that's what they chose to do. Again, not a bad trade, not a bad play. They did just give up a lot of assets. So that's why I kind of go back and forth in my mind whether or not I think it was an overpay. I kind of don't think it is in a certain situation. Then you might just call it an overpay in another. So I don't know. I do think it was a solid move for Orlando. I like that they did it during the NBA Finals because that made it that makes things a little more exciting, and it's a little taste of what's coming with the NBA offseason because that is what's next after Game 7 on Sunday. Once that's done, the offseason starts, and who doesn't love the NBA offseason? It is going to be super, super fun. That is always I don't know. I almost get more excited during the off season to like see all things happen than I do during the season watching games and whatever. I feel that way about MLB. I feel that way about the NBA because it's like there's so many possibilities of what can be and what you can build for the upcoming future. So I don't know. I don't know. That's a little ridiculous. That's a little silly. Knicks games. All I did was watch Knicks games this year, and I was super excited about it. So maybe that isn't the truth. But either way, I'm hyped for the off season. I'm hyped for these playoffs. I'm hyped for this Game 7, and I want to know what do you think is coming in Game 7? What do you think is coming in the NBA offseason? We're going to have videos on this channel all the time. So if you enjoyed this one, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you big time for watching. You have yourself a wonderful rest of your day.